Prime Minister Phashinian, I suppose you were disappointed with the missed opportunity in Grenada. But some people are saying that the European leaders, including France, of course, made a mistake by not inviting, for instance, Turkey and or others. How do you assess yourself what happened in Grenada?
Thank you very much. The fact is that the meeting in Granada and the format of that meeting was agreed in 15 July of 2023 in Brussels. So there wasn't just a matter of planning during 1 week or 10 days or even during months. So we three, President Michel, President Aliyev, and myself, we agreed on that, and we preliminarily agreed on the format of Granada meeting. In Chisinau, it was, if I'm not mistaken, in June. And first five-sided meeting happened there, and preliminary there was agreed that the next five-sided meeting, it's very important that the concrete, the list of participants were decided there. And after that, in 15 July in Brussels, we reconfirmed that. And by the way, it was publicly announced. So I wasn't informed that there is some other version of that, because when we were discussing, we're preparing for Granada meeting, our perception and reality was that it is already decided, agreed, etc. So the refusal of Azerbaijani president to come to Granada, it isn't connected with the, I think, other factors. It was just matter of addressing what was already agreed.
Do you think that Iran has a specific plan on the issue between Azerbaijan and Armenia?
We know that Iran make it clear that that country defends the peace process based on the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and inviolability of borders. So actually, those are the principles, by the way, I have already mentioned in my remarks. And those principles were agreed on Brussels trilateral meetings as well. And by the way, the meeting of Granada, the goal of meeting of Granada was the reconfirmation of principles which were already agreed. That is very important. And now many people, they are discussing, they are trying to assess the possibility of signing peace agreement between Azerbaijan and Armenia. And there is no any exaggeration. If Azerbaijan reconfirms what was already been agreed, so that means that the 70% of the job is done. So now it is most important nuance. Whether Azerbaijan confirms what have been already agreed during our negotiations in Brussels and which was recorded in the public statements of Charles Michel.
Thank you very much. I'm the ambassador of Azerbaijan to France. I would like to greet, first of all, the speakers and also for you, moderator. Well, I would start by touching upon the issue that, moderator, you touched, that you are in France is feared. France is feared about the so-called threat to be posed by Azerbaijan against Armenia. Let me stress that this fear is absolutely baseless, because what Azerbaijan has done until today is restoring sovereignty over its territories, which is recognized, by the way, by the international community. So, in fact, we have gained what belonged to Azerbaijan by international law. And as Azerbaijan has already declared and redeclared every time that we are interested in peace, we not only declared Azerbaijan was the initiator of the process of normalization with Armenia immediately after the end of the war of 2020. And of course, Azerbaijan is for direct dialogue between Armenia and Azerbaijan. And I would touch also the issue that have been touched upon on the Granada and the position of Azerbaijan. I think the position of President of Azerbaijan have been clearly stated. The day before Granada, France Foreign Minister visited Armenia and declared the decision to arm, to send armament to Armenia. So was it really the purpose to serve the peace and normalization in the region by deciding arming Armenia, by deciding supporting the revanchist ideology in the country? So of course this was the decision taken against, and from the other side France was intending to participate there as the mediator. So the country which takes openly publicly the side of the one country and declares public that I'm sending armament to the country, then says that I'm the mediator. From the other side, the leaders denied also participation of the president of the Turkey. So this explanation was publicly said by Azerbaijan. And I would also like to reiterate the position of Azerbaijan, which is about normalization, which is about return of the lasting peace to the region. And I would like again to both of the speakers, because I understand the common message here was about the return of the lasting peace to the region, because this is what we need. And this is the position of Azerbaijan. And by the way, by the signing of the treaty, the principal position of Azerbaijan is that this treaty should be based on the norms and principles of international law. The respect for the principles of international law, respect to the borders, internationally recognized border by the international community, and respect to the sovereignty of all countries in the region. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Do you want to comment, Minister?
Yes. I heard that message, and you heard that message about the intentions of Azerbaijan. And about that, I assess that positive. But from the other side, I would draw your attention that growing wording of Azerbaijan, calling actually all the Republic of Armenia, Western Azerbaijan. It is very concerning message, and which is very important, that wording, that narrative is being sponsored by the government officially. But there is very simple question. There is no need for further arguments. If Azerbaijan reconfirm 3 principles that were agreed with participation of President of Azerbaijan, that means we can move forward. I would like to touch upon the issue connected with the France, Armenia, etc. You know, any country, any sovereign country has opportunity to have army and to obtain armament, etc., etc.
Prime Minister, every country has a right to defend itself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have said right. And Azerbaijan also buying a huge amount of weaponry, and the budget of the buying armament of Azerbaijan is triple in comparison with Armenia. But in general, what is the main message? The main message that I have already delivered: if Azerbaijan reconfirm 3 principles that were agreed, that means that to have peace treaty during coming months with Azerbaijan, it is more than realistic. So let's go forward.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Cleo Corcutt for Politico. I have a question for you too. With the war now, Israel's war against Hamas, there's a lowering of attention to what's happening in Ukraine and more generally to what's happening in Eastern Europe and beyond. Are you worried about the sort of fatigue around the sort of the wars in the Caucasus and beyond, and that attention towards the enlargement process will wane gradually?
First of all, I would like to welcome the decision of European Commission to recommend the European Council to grant the candidate status to Georgia. And I think I won't congratulate on that now. After European Council will make decision, I will congratulate you officially. So I think it is very important process, and we are following very carefully after what happening. And we hope that, and we wish all the success to Georgia in this way. And unfortunately, as Prime Minister Garibashvili said, we have many threats and many conflicts in the world, and our mutual task to work on and to continue to address all conflicts, understanding that it isn't easy. If it would be easy, it would have solved long ago. So it is our personal and political task to address the conflict, to solve that, and our duty as well to do our best to be successful on that path.